The farmer built a scarecrow using the bones of 9 animals. To honor the memory of his wife, he stitched the red heart she had embroidered onto its chest. He never imagined that very heart would give the scarecrow life. One morning, he awoke to find it breathing. He froze in disbelief. The next moment, the scarecrow actually picked up a cup for him. The farmer was overwhelmed with joy, believing it to be a blessing from the heavens. A few days later, a little girl wandered onto the farm out of curiosity. The scarecrow immediately locked its gaze on her. When the farmer heard her screams and rushed over, he was horrified. The scarecrow had killed the girl. That was when he realized he had created a monster. Stricken with grief and rage, he drove his pitchfork straight into the scarecrow's chest. Even as it wailed in agony, he refused to stop until it was completely still. In the end, overcome with guilt, he went down into the basement and took his own life. 2 decades passed. A boy, running away from his bullying brother, stumbled onto the farm. There, he found the scarecrow still standing in the field. Hearing his brother's angry shouts approaching, he yanked the pitchfork from the scarecrow's chest and held it for protection. Then he hurried into the abandoned farmhouse to hide. Suddenly, loud knocks pounded at the door. Thinking it was his brother, he hesitated until he heard his brother's voice calling from the window. The one at the door wasn't his brother. It was the scarecrow. Even after 20 years, it still remembered its purpose: to kill intruders. Thin vines slid through the cracks in the door and unlatched it from inside. Terrified, the boy stared as the scarecrow entered. He tried to run, but stepped on a rotting stair and fell into the basement. There, he discovered the farmer's corpse. Before he could process what he saw, the scarecrow began descending after him. But when it spotted the farmer's body, it froze. A faint, mournful whimper escaped from it. The boy seized the moment, grabbed a shotgun, and aimed, but the old weapon jammed. He struck the scarecrow with it and ran for the stairs. Suddenly, vines whipped out, coiling around his ankle. The scarecrow lifted him and slammed him hard against the ground. Just as it was about to strike the final blow, the boy raised the pitchfork to defend himself. To his surprise, the scarecrow instantly stopped. It recognized the pitchfork. It had once belonged to its master. The scarecrow knelt before him, but the boy couldn't understand its intent. Instead, he thrust the pitchfork into its chest, sealing it once more. That moment seemed to reveal something to the boy. Leaving the farm, he wore a proud smile. When he got home, he grabbed a needle and thread. As his brother slept, he stitched him tightly into the blanket. Then, right in front of him, he called out to the scarecrow.